Well, it's obvious that the polls indicate that it's very close, and this is the importance for Gibraltar. In a situation in the United Kingdom where the outcome is a very close outcome, in other words, that it's a 50-50 situation, and that could possibly be on the cards next Thursday, then the vote here in Gibraltar can make all the difference. Over 20,000 Gibraltarians and voters here in Gibraltar voting en masse to remain within the European Union, that can make a difference. And the message to Gibraltarians and to those who can vote is that you really need to turn up, because you and your vote can make the difference for Gibraltar.
In a way, the idea that Gibraltar could make the difference must be rather worrying in itself, because if Gibraltar's 22 to 23,000 votes could win or lose the referendum, we're in a rather dangerous and precarious position. And in that context, perhaps Gibraltar should be turning its mind to what might happen in the event of a Brexit, don't you think?
No, I don't want to turn to what happens in the event of a Brexit. I want to avoid a Brexit situation. And we have it within us to avoid that. If people come out, and people come out en masse to vote, and that is what is important. Gibraltar's voice has got to be heard. Look, if your family was under threat, what would you do? You defend your family tooth and nail. And what I'm saying here is that the Gibraltarian way of life, the Gibraltarian family, has got to be defended tooth and nail. And that is what myself, that is what the Chief Minister, that is what the Deputy Chief Minister, we're all currently doing. And the message from all of us is you need to come out and you need to register that vote, because we think that it could make a difference.
Isn't there a point at which people, politicians in particular, the government in the first instance, I suppose, and also to a certain extent the opposition, have to confront the unpalatable reality that Brexit may indeed happen? And if that's the case, what contingency plans do we have in place to ensure that Gibraltar continues to survive and prosper?
I prefer to focus on ensuring that the United Kingdom and Gibraltar remain within the European Union. That's my sole focus from now until next Thursday. And afterwards, well, we will see. I think that people, to a certain extent, have got to trust Daniel Feetham, Fabian Picardo, Dr. Joseph Garcia, and both our respective parties to do the right thing. But what I'm doing at the moment, and what we want to do at the moment, is just focus on making sure that people understand the arguments. There's a lot of confusion, but I think that people here in Gibraltar have got to understand that it is in Gibraltar's interest for us to remain within the European Union. Gibraltar leads a blessed life. I mean, we lead a blessed life living in Gibraltar. We've got very low levels of unemployment. We invest hugely in our caring, in our social services, our education system, funds our young people all the way to postgraduate level. All that is under serious threat if we leave the European Union. And therefore, this vote is to preserve the Gibraltarian way of life. And I know that my fellow Gibraltarians out there will do the right thing and that will come out en masse to vote for Remain on the 23rd of June.